and welcome back. And if this is your first time here, welcome in. We're happy to have you. So what we're doing here today is working on some camper mugs. I have been wanting to make some mugs to keep in our RV, something that I can use to keep coffee, water, whatever cold, and I really didn't want to use epoxy because I had a feeling that it would kind of melt in the RV because sometimes we sit it out and it's very hot. So anyways, I wanted to use the grand finale, and so that's why this one is about using a non-epoxy alternative. So what I showed you in the very beginning was these two vinyls here are actually vinyls that I designed, digital designs that I designed that are available at 311 Co. That is a friend of mine. She has started, selling printing vinyl, and she has the only rights to my print at this point. So I'm very excited to share this with you. And I wanted to bring y'all some designs with the, those two vinyls that she had sent me. So I started to sand the cups and sand that little small cup. The small cup, I had actually tried to do a rhinestone thing on it, and then I took all the vinyl off and just chunked it, and I was like, okay, this will be perfect for Jefferson's size, and all I can do is wrap it up and it'll be fine that way. So that's why I was working a little bit harder on that smaller version than on the bigger versions. I did sand them down, prep them for this particular process, which is just a vinyl wrap. Measuring them like I did and just cutting them, that's basically how I do it, because what I'm going to do is use my Cami Page Boutique cutter at the end after I get done and cut the bottom and cut the top and make a straight line that way. So this one was actually sent to me, and it was clear. Now, the design can be done where it has like a gray background, which is the way I designed it, or she put it on this clear background. And because I used like a grayish kind of distressed look on the back side of this, I thought it would be perfect to put on this raw stainless steel, because then it would give that same gray look to it. So it actually worked out perfect to get this in a clear, and I didn't have to do any work on that. I didn't want to paint it or nothing because I wanted it to have that same appeal that when I had designed it, it had as well. So I've done vinyl wraps on my channel. I'm sure you've done some. I'm sure that you had a lot of other people that you've watched do them. I'm just going to kind of show you how I did it on this one, just because I don't know, just in case if you are confused, or if this is the very first time that you've ever seen a vinyl wrap being done. I just wanted to include it just so that we can make sure that when you're doing the handle, you want to kind of go around the handle and cut the vinyl around that top part of the handle, underneath the handle, and then on either side of it, depending on where it is wrapped all the way around with the vinyl. The other thing too is to make sure that you go underneath and get that vinyl that has been cut underneath, right? So when you slice it all the way down, that will help you from not having too much bulk, or it will be a straight perfect line when you get all of that done. So as you saw there at the very end, I pulled as tightly as I could on that bottom rim so that I could bring the vinyl all the way down, so I could get a perfect cut on the bottom there. I didn't want any wrinkles or anything, so if I stretched it all the way over, I wasn't going to get any, interference with that vinyl. It was just going to come off perfectly straight. I had a little bit of an issue. I think I need to change my blade, but I just, I got to go buy them, and well, anyways. But you do need to change these blades every once in a while. I use it all the time, so I'm sure at some point it's gotten dull, so I need to change them. But they're very easy to change. You just unscrew those little wing nuts and pull the blade out, put a new blade in, boom. It's just a matter of getting the blades. That's my biggest problem. Anyways, I went around and kind of cleaned up any little areas that got missed. Also, this is where I kind of realized that there was more of that vinyl underneath, and so I went under there and got all of that. Now that's another thing about wrapping the vinyl and making sure that you get all that excess vinyl from underneath the where you cut it at the end, and then you get just a perfect line where you cut in between the two, and you don't have any bulk there, like I said. Anyways, I would recommend doing that. And then in the end, you want to make sure that you are straightening all of that out and getting it as perfectly straight and aligned as possible. And that will give you a very nice result in the end, especially from what we're doing with this non-epoxy alternative. It is a little bit different in the way that it's not a big full coating like epoxy. So when you are doing this, you want to kind of leave it to be as thin as possible. I really honestly don't know that I would ever do any glitter with this. It just seems like it would take so many coats in order to get it to go down after glitter. The vinyl and the offset and everything that I did on these was bad enough as far as how many coats I had to put on there. So anyways, I'll go more into depth than that. But anyways, I did another wrap. Very simple. I mean, I did a wrap on this, I did a wrap on the small one, and I did all the same things as far as cutting down around the handle there, making sure everything was straight. There was something underneath here, and I finally figured out that I needed to get it out of there. Anyways, so then I straightened it back up, and then, like I said, I cut and sliced and, all of that as far as making sure that we had a perfect wrap on the rest of these two tumblers. And once again, don't skimp on stretching that vinyl out over the edge and over the top part there and over the edge on the bottom. That's really going to give you a nice clean cut when you go in to use that cutter. So don't not do that, especially with these like rounder bottoms. You can just kind of pull it over and boom, you've got a perfect cut there. So I actually designed this decal here. These first the first two that I did, I designed them, and then the third one that I'm going to put on the one with the arrow and the dark green, that one I actually hand lettered it. Sorry if I can come up with the words. So that one is actually my handwriting. And anyways, I have these available on my website. They are you can print them, you can cut them, whatever. They're available for however you need to do them, as far as you can bring them into your Cricut or whatnot. So this Wild Soul kind of went with all of the camping stuff I had done. I have like a camping kind of theme that I did, and this was the whole idea was for me to have these cups that we were going to keep in the RV. We actually have done a little bit of the s'mores stuff when we went camping at the lake one time, and had a lot of fun, and it just kind of reminded me of that, just kind of sitting out there and having a fire and doing some s'mores. So, but anyways, I thought it'd be cool to kind of keep them in the RV, just because they can keep things cold or hot or whatever you need. They're a little bit, the stainless steel is gonna last a lot longer. I didn't coat the bottom of them, so they'll be easy to just stick them wherever. Anyways, I'm going on and on about that. But this, I just did like just a white cut vinyl, and then I did this like brownish kind of burnt brown looking, which I thought would be really cute with the toasted feel of the marshmallow, but I got that off of Amazon. It was just kind of a pack of stuff that I got, and I pulled it out and I was like, oh, this would be perfect for that. So it had a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of color to kind of pop off those that decal there. And so that's basically what I did with these two. I had a little bit of issue with the paper on the back, but you just take your time and just kind of peel everything off. Together, you can get it, you can get it perfectly on there. So I went ahead and did these two decals for the s'mores maker and the s'mores eater. And then we go into the daddy cup, if you will. So the color of that is kind of like a real dark teal color. And I actually had some teal vinyl, but it was a little bit lighter. It wasn't really kind of the vibe that I wanted to go with this. So I went ahead and just used a black vinyl and just went with it that way. And then I did a silver to match the silver of the arrows, and then, you know, the stainless steel, obviously. So this one was a lot easier to get on and off. But anyways, I was pretty proud of this one since it was something that I hand lettered everything. So it was kind of cool to see it come to fruition and see it on this cup. And Daddy is definitely a wild soul. Me and my little boy who's sitting here with me, we will be the ones that will eat the s'mores, you know, the s'mores maker and the s'mores eater. But Daddy is more of the wild soul.
And my name is Jefferson.
And his name is Jefferson. He wants y'all to know. So now we get into the meat of the situation. So what I did here was I started off with the first layer of the grand finale. I thought about filming every single layer, but I cannot express to you enough that it is the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. And basically what you're doing is you're just building up layers. You're building up a layer, you're building up a layer, you're building up a layer. Now, this is pretty cool as far as the grand finale is really nice in the fact that it dries within 2 hours. So within 2 hours, you're back at it, putting another coat on there. My only downfall with the grand finale is that it literally, I will show y'all the tally sheet that I did at the very end, that it took me 13, and I probably would have done maybe 2 or 3 more after that, but I was kind of just sick and tired of it, and I wanted to get this video out to you guys, and so I was just like, I was like, this is it, and they're my cups, and so I'm just not going to worry about it too much. But if it was definitely a customer's cup, I would probably have put 3 or 4 more coats on there just to make it as thick and as covered as possible. The fact that I did the backside, the offset, that was where it became a lot thicker as far as, you know, kind of sticking out from the cup. And so I had to end up doing about 13 coats on here. So this is exactly what I did every single time. Every 2 hours, I just put this on and put this on and put this on. And I went and I washed out my brush every single time because, you know, I wasn't going to let it sit there and get bad. So I just washed it out every single time. And then there's my tally of how many coats I put on there. It took me like a week only because I was just not going to go back in there every single 2 hours. So, but that's it. I mean, that is all you do. And then after 13 coats or whatever many ever coats you're going to put on there, bam, you have a finished product. I really do love the feel of these cups. I really love the feel of this finish. It is a lot different than epoxy. It doesn't feel as fragile, but it does take a long time. I really like the idea of epoxy where you just like put it on and then 8 hours later you just come back and then you can put another one on. You don't have to worry about it or count down the time, the hours or minutes or whatever. But I do like that it doesn't have the smell. That's not the mixing. It's, you know, fast and easy. You can do it in the 2 hours and then bam, 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 you're putting another coat on there. So there are pluses and there are cons, but I think it honestly is just what you're comfortable with, what you feel you can do, what you feel like you want to do, how your life functions. Mine is a little bit different. I like to be able to just sit it and spin it and I don't have to worry about it. And then I don't want to be sitting there going, oh no, I have to put another two. Oh no, I have to put another coat. Anyways, that's my thought on it. But please like and subscribe and comment down below and let me know what you think. And join my Facebook group, and I'll see you next time.